This project is an unofficial, fan-based, and fan-ran campaign based on the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount and Tal'dorei Reborn setting books, which is not approved or endorsed in any way by an official Critical Role. Please support the official Critical Role channel and company. Exandria, a large and wonderful world filled with stories and legends of gods and heroes. Whether it be a band of adventurers slaying undead gods or 9 mighty heroes saving the land from ghosts of the ancient past, unfortunately this tale is not about them, but instead a new and wild story of unlikely allies and wondrous misfortune. It begins on the continent of Wildemount in the age 840 PD post-Deliverance, taking place approximately 4 years after the end of the War of Ash and Light, a war which took place between that of the Kryn dynasty and the Dwendalen Empire. With the return of the Beacon to the dynasty and the disbanding of the Cerberus Assembly, it seemed that major conflicts in Wildemount were dying down. However, lying in the shadows of the aftermath of this war was a far more ancient and demonic evil that began to emerge from the cracks. Rumors of dark dealings and cults running rampant in recent times has led it to being far more dangerous than usual to traverse the wilds of Wildemount. How will a group of unfortunate acquaintances become the unlikely heroes of this story? Find out now on Wildemount Wonders. Oh my god. Be so glad, folks, that you can't hear this because the Discord thing decided to... Can you guys speak now? What? Why is...
Encounter.
Oh. Speak now?
Hello!
No.
Forever hold
There
your
we
peace.
go.
Shut up, gay boys!
Alright.
Hello.
Fortunately, you guys didn't hear all that talk about bulges and stuff, so...
You mean
Unfortunately.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, you know...
What if we
Who doesn't
each
want to
their
hear us
own.
talking about our fucking massive bulges?
What if we just give Darren a permanent sex change? That would fix it. That would give more clicks, right?
Just get a ring of gender change.
Yeah.
But would that give him big ol' knockers though, or would he be a small chested?
That's
queen?
true.
Here's the thing. I feel
no, but-
like your breast size correlates to your dick size, you know? Or it correlates like your
No,
constitution.
vagina depth, bro.
I mean, we already
Yeah, what the fuck?
He could
That's the erasure.
he could just be a dark-skinned tomboy like Kafka from Berserk.
Can we get an
Anyways. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wildemount Wonders. I am your host and DM, as always, Akihiko Hishimoto, and joined me, as always, our intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Hi.
What's up?
What's that?
I tried so hard to have a burp prepared, but I didn't.
Careful,
Don't
take
vomit in
that
your
deal that I
mouth.
offered you that one time.
Every time.
Oh, no.
No. Anyways.
I feel like I should share that with the.
So, anyways, would you rather get a
Any-
stranger's piss shit or cum on you?
A split,
mean-
male or female matters, because female,
Male.
I'm going cum. Male,
Yeah.
probably
Yes.
shit.
Shit,
No.
No.
Yeah,
Piss.
no,
I
but
would rather
here's
Absolutely. I would say piss for sure.
Here's the thing, though,
Nah.
right? Like, if a dude's pissing on you, it's like a dominance thing. The likelihood of you getting shit on yourself is probably like you're in a war situation. Your buddy got shot,
yeah, but
shit
it's
all
just
over
gonna
himself.
smell worse
and you're-
and be
Yeah, but
worse.
here's the
and
thing.
just
I'm creating a whole
suck.
scenario in my head where you're saving a life. You're a fucking war hero, like goddamn
Hold on.
Forrest Gump.
No,
the
okay,
scenario.
correct.
The
This-
scenario question is: you're at like a shitty party. Are you getting pissed on by someone? Are you getting cummed on? Or are you somehow getting shit on or stepping in shit? This is
Stepping in shit's worse than getting pissed
This is
on. Though.
punishment.
Like the thing is, I feel like you'll catch something if it's shit. You know, piss at least
Are
it's
you
like
walking around
not...
with open wounds like Typhoid Mary? Like, what are you doing? Baby shit on people all the time, dude.
I think it goes piss, cum, shit is like most
Damn.
acceptable to least
No.
acceptable.
No.
Here's the thing. I would hate cum, but like, I think I would marginally prefer it to shit.
Yeah.
Because it's just gross and violating, but it's not gonna reek or anything.
Yeah.
I can't even pick up dog poop without wanting to vomit. Like,
Need to get you one of those little baggies that you just like stick under the dog's ass when it's trying to take the shit. I'm like,
No, dude, I hated that. Yeah,
Anyways,
it's fucking
this video is
awful.
definitely getting demonetized, even though I don't get
Immediately.
monetized in the first place. But do you all want to introduce yourselves?
Are we going top to bottom or bottom to top?
Okay, who's the
established
bottom?
Topping.
dominance. I go first.
Oh,
I
topping.
am Fern. I am team. I'd rather take the piss. I will go for piss.
I am Chewy, playing Viola, and I am also Team Piss.
Team piss.
I am Jorik and all the above. Yes.
Oh,
Team all the
Rose.
I will take it all.
I don't want to know what the state of that room Jorik and that lady had was.
As a wizard with prestidigitation, I shall take nothing.
Jorik has a scratch king.
No. There's one of it.
Hey, Theron Velasco, Resident Bottom, also played by Resident Bottom, Alphonz Gartia. I'm on camp.
South of the
He's
bottom?
advertising. He's looking for tops right now. He's
Free
advertising.
real estate.
You hear that, Tops?
Can I get my tops in the chat?
Can I get some tops in the chat, guys? Come on.
Fold me like a lawn chair.
If you're a
Aaron
top,
just
put a 1 in the
falling
chat
over,
right
like,
now.
oh no, if only there was a top in the chat.
If only there was a
Look.
big, strong, dominant man around.
Big, strong, dominant
Despite
man
the
or
energy
woman or
we're
person of
bringing.
any gender in between. I don't judge. That would be good.
Hell yeah.
Alphonse is just that one clip from Skate the Affinity of what's good, my what is it? My bros,
my
hoes, and
bitches,
non-binary
bros,
hoes.
Yeah, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Darren's sexual preference is just dominance.
No one understands my sexual preferences.
Darren's sexual preference is yes, please, right now.
Anyways, who's gonna recap for inspiration?
I still have my inspiration from last time. I'm solid.
I'm taking away everyone's inspiration because of the shit cum talk. Now you have to recap if
what?
you want.
All right,
Nah,
last
I'm
we take away
joking.
DM
I'm
inspiration?
That's
joking.
bullshit. That's
All right.
bullshit.
I'm joking.
All right, last run, Wildemount Wonders. We
Wait,
made our way
wait. Hold on. Time it. New game. We do the recap, but everybody says one word at a time. You just have
Oh,
to-
dude, I will
No.
distract. I can't.
No.
I will lose my mind.
We gotta do that.
Wait.
We gotta do that
me
next
and
time.
me and you. No, we can do it right now.
Okay,
me
right
and
now.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
you start.
Last,
God.
Time.
on,
D&D.
we,
Encountered.
a bunch.
That's
Of.
2 words.
It's hyphenated.
Hyphenated.
Assholes
That.
were
Our.
past
Enemies.
and
They.
were
Responsible.
for
Oh no.
Running.
the
Cult.
in
The.
continent. I guess is it?
Mines was what I was going for.
Oh, mines. Yeah.
They.
Had
Brought.
a lot
Of.
hardship's of one word. Hardship's one. Yeah.
Our chips, yeah. To.
Our
lives
because
they
were
orchestrating
a
revival
of
some
God
that
wanted
to
kill.
humanity.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah.
Do we know that?
Supposedly, that's our assumption.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That was, I think, the best recap we've ever had.
Hell yeah.
take your
D&D is a
goddamn.
team-based game.
You know what? You
Hell
get
yeah.
one inspiration between both of you.
Roll off.
Okay.
You can have it. You can take it. Fonz.
In
For
any
humoring me.
case, you all came to Blade Garden, and unfortunately there were not many quests to take on here, as this place is pretty much a training ground of soldiers and guardsmen and Crown's guards, so unfortunately any trouble that might be arriving, they already give to recruits or take care of themselves. So instead, you all set up shop and helped out Zinfandel in selling some weapons for throughout the day. You also encountered some old friends along the hikes, as Jorik encountered his old cultist friend who he shares a mental link with. After making a decent profit from selling weapons to all these new people, and Fern acquiring some new relics by
And myself.
yeah, selling, and Jorik having quite the one night stand
We
with
sold
an orc
Jorg.
commander woman. Fern got some relics from an old retired dwindling soldier by feigning her patriotism for the Empire, which she has none of. And then after that, all of you accompanied Jorik's friend to the Church of Ariok, which is the Church of a Duke of Hell, in which you all encountered cultists meeting for a group. And not only that, you all encountered some old frenemies of yours that were all waiting for you, supposedly, as their leader, Callistus, had a proposition for you all. Essentially, he offered for you all to stop pursuing and interfering in the cult's shenanigans, as well as to tell Fern, the person Fern is looking for, to the person that Fern is looking for, telling him to stop killing his men, and in exchange for both you guys and him leaving the cult alone, they will let you all leave alive and not kill you or the person Fern is looking for. You all agreed, you walked away, and began to make your way back to where you were staying for the night and getting ready to leave in the morning. Would you all wish to converse about what occurred that night, or do so during the travel?
Darren's like completely like white girl wasted. He's not in the headspace to talk at the moment.
Jorik wouldn't mention it unless someone else did.
All right, then. We'll take that for travel in that case. With that being said, you all return to your place of stay and sleep for the night in Blade Garden, and immediately in the morning set off for the Ashgard garrison, which will take you about 66 miles. I think that's 2 days of travel. Allow me to double check myself. Yes, 2 days of travel it will take you to get to Ashgarden. A relatively short amount of time, and so as such, why don't one of you roll me a D100?
Oh boy.
I'll do it.
See if anything occurs.
71.
No. Your travel to Ash Garden is very peaceful. Or to the Ashgard garrison.
Alrighty.
Would any of you talk during camp or during the travels? Or is there anything you would do during those travels besides your like usual rituals?
Darren isn't the type to talk about his past, so he's gonna pass.
How are how are our magic infusions going? It's been a few days. I would just check in with Darren and Viola on those.
Both of you roll whatever your spellcasting ability is, which I believe is charisma for both of you.
Yeah, I'll just roll an intimidation.
Ooh.
Oh wait, no, it's a charisma roll. Oh,
It's just a
spellcast.
flat charisma roll, yeah.
Oh, flat charisma roll. Okay. Can I take it as a?
But it'd still be a
17?
23. With
It'll be a
the
23.
proficiency.
Yeah. No, 22. 22.
You both are. Viola, you're getting kind of tired of this. Like, you're still doing it. You're not failing to do it, but like it's sort of just like okay, I'm about to go to bed. Time to do my channeling for the day. And it is coming along. You are still attuning to it, but and same for you, Darren. You started a little bit later. But you are now continuously also channeling magic. You can feel your sort of connection or attunement with your weapon and or ingot material strengthening. It is progressing along, but you still think you have a somewhat decent ways to go. I'd say like you're probably around the 45% mark if you had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's all. I'm good. As long as they're good.
Nice.
Will there be nothing else during your travels?
How many
I think it's-
days would it take?
2 days.
Fern is just going to like essentially focus entirely on like her work. Seemingly.
Alrighty then.
Are we at Ashgard now?
If there is nothing else that you all would do during the 2 days of travel, if you make poisons or like you have anything that you do like daily, start inscribing spell scrolls or whatever, you can just do that during each day's worth of travel.
So I think that at some point during maybe the second day, Viola would just go, so are we going to talk about what happened back there, or are we just going to pretend nothing happened?
Well, eventually we would talk about it. It was inevitable, I'm assuming. Just didn't want to be the one to do it.
Well, I don't know what much there is to talk about. Apparently, antitheses of our pasts have all gathered together. And I'm trying some cult shit.
Yes, but that's weird, isn't it? Doesn't, like, why are all of them tied to us? I don't know, it kind of makes me think that maybe us ending up in that campsite when we all met each other wasn't really a chance encounter.
Considering that they were the same cultists, I could see that.
I agree. It's very weird.
Frankly, I have no idea because I don't even know the woman that was there supposedly for me. I couldn't tell you anything really about her.
Nothing.
she have- Does she have ties to your brother, perhaps, or
Or father?
She
your
was
friend?
just a knight at the Empire that I dueled one time before Henrik and I left. I beat her, and I guess she never let it go. I don't even know her name. That's how
Oh, that's petty.
That is.
insignificant it was.
He's like my guy. I beat him in match, and now he's very sore loser.
Wow, your guys are petty. Like,
Darren, Darren just like looks down at the fire and he's just like trying not to be too obvious, but he's definitely obviously like, oh jeez.
And I'm taking it from that reaction. Darren owes alimony or child support to his.
Oh,
No. The girl there was the sister of the man I loved.
oh, your sister-in-law? Well, assuming you got that far.
It wasn't really. We didn't really get that far, but I guess you could say we were.
This wasn't some sort of forbidden love triangle thing, was it?
No. God.
Okay,
No.
that's a little above my pay grade at this point, Darren. But that being said, did anybody else notice the eyes? They all had eye patches or covered their eyes except Darren's girl.
yes. I was about to say, very weird, no?
I'm wondering if maybe there's more blue keys and we're supposed to shove them in our eyes to get countered eye block
Please
seal
don't go shoving
things.
stuff in your eye.
I don't think eyes is really the important
Darren?
part. Oh.
And Darren and Zinfandel, I need you both to roll me.
Oh no.
Let's call it history checks.
Oh God.
History check. He's right.
20.
That's a 14. My bad. I need to put at normal.
As the conversation moves on to eyes and talking about that, you sort of you take a moment to sort of, and something clicks in both of your heads. I am going to send you both an image real quick. An image you have
eyes
seen
are keyhole.
before.
The keys turn into keyblades, and we must defeat the darkness.
Riku!
No. In this situation, you would be Riku. I would be Sora.
Get it right, I'm Roxas.
You're my nobody.
That's right. I'm also the coolest
remember-
character in all those games.
Is that Kingdom Heart talk?
It is Kingdom
Yes.
Hearts.
Okay.
I
It
remember.
was goofy.
That's Jorik.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Jork, and I think
yeah.
you're Donald.
Oh!
I think Viola's kind of
Yeah.
Jiminy, no?
Viola's Jiminy.
Oh!
No, not Jiminy.
Oh!
Jorik.
I hate that. I hate that he actually knows how to do a goofy impression.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
it's the most recent thing. I'm just gonna reply to that image then.
I'm gonna go ahead and touch the key to my eye.
Don't fucking.
Unlock his brain.
You're going to infect your eye by doing that. Don't know where that key's been.
Okay.
My brother had
You're-
heterochromia, so
You're going to. You touch the. Roll me a Constitution save.
Wait.
17.
Now roll me a Wisdom save.
Huh?
2.
You all watch as Zinfandel takes the key. He holds it up to one of his eyes before it glows with a vibrant icy blue burst of energy, and Zinfandel falls backwards unconscious.
Oh. Wait,
Oh.
was that bad?
Violet's
That's
gonna
supposed
run
to happen.
over and cure
Yeah.
wounds.
He's not hurt. He's just
Oh.
unconscious.
Darren just slaps him on the face.
He does not wake up.
Oh wow, he's real not cool.
I'm
Violet just
going
grabs
to-
him by the shoulders. Wake up!
Darren like shakes his hands like in a way, and you see static electricity form in his hands, and he just goes clear, and he's use shocking grasp on Zinfandel's.
Okay,
As
okay, Violet's gonna walk
Zinfandel
away as
roll
that's
a
happening.
Roll a constant. Well, first, roll an attack to hit with advantage for shocking grasp.
Okay. Advantage for shocking grasp. Okay, we got this. Where is she?
Yeah, Viola's gonna dip for that. She
23.
sees that and she's like, I'm not gonna blame
Alright.
for that.
Double the damage because I'm unconscious, so it's a critical.
So it's 20 lightning.
Zinfandel,
God.
roll a Constitution save.
23.
Okay.
Oh no.
Zinfandel. You feel something tugging you to awaken, but you are currently in the middle of doing something. Would you follow that tug and awaken, or continue what you are doing?
No, I'm staying unconscious. I'm focusing on what this key's doing to me.
All right, then. You shock him. His body sort of chars a bit and spasms, and he is still unconscious. But he does take 20 damage.
Oh my god.
Okay, now I'm gonna cure wounds.
Go ahead.
And she's just going to look at him. Can we please not electrocute him?
I mean,
Maybe he got really tired. He's fine. He's still breathing, right?
Yes,
Darren puts
he is.
yeah. Darren puts a hand over his mouth. Yeah, he's breathing.
Oh, good. This is fine.
I guess I'll cast Detect Magic, see if this is something magical that knocked him out.
Roll a dexterity save.
Dex, okay. 22.
You cast Detect Magic, and you look over towards the key and towards the Zinfandel, and you just see it begin to illuminate, and you manage to turn your eyes away before you get fucking flashbanged.
Yeah, it's like looking at burning phosphor. No, what was it? Yeah, phosphorus. Yeah.
Okay, definitely some magic happening. I think we should probably just wait for him to wake up.
Oh, maybe I could do it now. I'm kidding. I'm not.
No.
Darren,
Yes.
do you put your key to your eye? I need to know before I switch scenes.
Maybe he's going through a trip, and Darren sort of like pulls out the key. Well, it's not good to leave an ally alone, and he puts the key to his eye.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Firstly, roll a Constitution save.
Okay, con save. Is this a magical effect? Or like a
Yes,
magical
but
spell?
that's not going to save you.
Oh, okay. Con save. That's a 8.
Do I sense any of what's going on with this, with him like actively doing it since my detect magic is up?
You said an 8?
An 8 con. Yep.
Roll wisdom save with disadvantage.
Okay, disadvantage wisdom save. 6.
You see another. Actually, roll another deck save.
Oh, jeez. Wait, who, me
Not
or?
you, not you,
Oh, Viola.
Viola.
Oh. Dirty 20.
You see him hold up the key to his eye, and you immediately see that flash begin to happen again, and you are able to turn your head and avoid getting flash banged.
She just looks away. Can we stop doing that, please?
Does Zeri go unconscious as well?
Darren falls unconscious and falls backwards.
This is fine, right?
I have no idea. I
Look, you don't leave a friend in a bad trip alone. You got to do it. You got to do it with them.
They're just unconscious, right?
Exactly.
They're like fully breathing and
Yep.
stuff.
They are fully. They are just unconscious, and you guys were setting up for the night. So
We might
Do
not
you-
be able to get them awake. If you want to keep trying, you can. Otherwise, I say just
drag him
drag
into
them into
camp.
the same tent and yeah, keep an eye.
Put me on top of him. Put me on top of him.
No, Viola was going to drag them both in the same tent and have
Viola gonna do
Zinfandel be. Yeah, she's gonna have Zinfandel like on top of him, just like arm draped across him.
I will keep him in tent to make sure they stay warm.
If I was on top of Zinfandel, I would be crushing him, wouldn't I?
So which tent are you putting them in?
This one.
My tent. Let's go.
Damn, you got topped in your own tent. That's crazy.
Listen,
Yeah.
I just hope Shiro is preparing that one soldier boy sound for when he wakes up.
Did you
Just some
fuck
kind of
me?
incest thing.
Did you fuck me?
Did you fuck
Did
me?
you fuck
What?
me?
No!
You're looking at me like you want to suck my heart.
What a fucking session. All right. Do the rest of you simply go to sleep for the night?
Yes.
And I guess we probably just do watches and
I
Yeah.
was about to say, should I like make sure they sleep good?
I would probably do it because I can still hear things when I'm resting.
Okay,
You're
good,
on
because I
tent
do not
duty.
know any medical.
well, we can take turns doing watches like usual. I guess it will just be one of us up since they're asleep and yeah.
If you want, you two can take the first and I'll do one and then go into rest for the last.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
since you only need to rest 4 hours, I believe, correct, Fern?
I think so.
Then Jorik can do one, Viola can do one, and you can do
6
the last
hours.
2. Oh.
Okay.
Well, that you can
I-
still do that. You can still take
I'm
the
just
last
not
watch and they take the
unconscious,
first
but-
2. Yeah. Jorik or Viola, who's taken first?
I'll take first.
First, okay.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. Oof, 9.
Oh,
The night passes peacefully for you.
Okay.
There's Jorik.
my turn. Ah, nice.
The plains are pretty quiet, not as forested out here, and you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Yep. Sure. Let her know it's her turn.
Burn. Perception check.
I am going to. 29.
I forgot your
And
perception's godlike.
Mhm.
just one, or
Yes, just one.
could I have Celium do the second one?
Sure. I got you,
Yeah.
boss.
Kino's do the service dog thing and just start jumping on my chest if I need to wake up.
Ugh, ugh, grah.
Boing,
His
boing.
perception's not as good, but that's still pretty good. I'll take it.
You notice that maybe it's because you're so close to the border, or so close to at least the Ashgard garrison, which is a heavily fortified outpost. The plains out here are very quiet. Very little animals, basically no activity on bandits or monsters you've really seen in your travel through this section. The night seems to pass by peacefully. All right, then. Hey, Zinfandel.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you're sort of thinking before putting the key to your eye and that flash happening?
He would be thinking about. Well, since we're getting right close to Ashgard, probably avenging his wife.
All right, then. You sort of see that flash of icy blue light before you fall unconscious and everything goes dark. And you sort of drift through that darkness, thinking about your wife and the tragedy that befell her and avenging her, whatever that means or entails. And you feel as if you're falling. Like you're falling in a pitch black void. And eventually, you will sort of hear the sound of the winds sort of almost get louder and louder until you experience the feeling of slamming into the ground as if you fell off a cliff, but you just open your eyes and you awaken in what would your home have looked like?
It was a smaller traditional stone dwarven home, but plants were everywhere. A bunch of elven flowers and more traditional greenery from my wife's heritage. There were weapons all over the walls, things that I had forged and made. Yeah.
As you will immediately, your eyes will shoot open. And as you look around, you will realize you have awoken in your bed, in your old home. Sort of on the second floor.
I'll walk downstairs a little surprised.
As
Hoping
you walk downstairs, you will turn and you will look over to immediately see, you refer to reference pictures, this individual sitting in a seat, sort of leaning back on the seat, so its two front legs are in the air as he has his feet sort of on the table and a hand sort of behind his head as if he's just relaxing. Before he'll look over to you. What are you doing here?
well, it is my home, isn't it?
Oh, brother. This wasn't supposed to happen yet.
And yet I figured out your key. Only after an encounter. Well, with a rather annoying thorn from my past.
You see he'll sort of pause for a moment, and you see he'll close his like violet eye for a second before he'll open it, and he'll say, Callistus, I assume.
Yes. And there seems to be something residing in one of his eyes.
I am aware. I, truthfully, was not expecting you this early. Do not have nearly everything prepared I wished to have. But if you are here and if you've met Callistus, that must mean that the time is coming sooner rather than later. So I suppose now we'll have to do. I take it at this point you've gathered that that key has something to do with the cults.
Well, we've seen this guy bleed. My friends perceived me as a monster and attacked me. And it was only when we touched 2 of these keys together that this guy retracted to normal and freed them. What is going on, Ellis? I'm just trying to find the ones responsible for your sister's death.
I am sorry. You and your friends have gotten roped into a scheme far bigger than I ever intended for it to be. But from what it seems, the individual your friend is looking for is directly intertwined in this mess as well. That key, it's one of 4. 2 are already in the possession of the cult. And the other 2 are not. The first was in my possession, in which I bestowed it to you before I departed, and the other bestowed with one of my comrades, who seemingly bestowed it upon one of your friends before his departure as well. And if both of us departed, that can only mean that things got out of hand. Those keys, they are keys to the cultists want them, for one reason or another. What specifically those keys are to, I am unsure, but I know that it is directly correlated to their schemes. It is their goal, you could say, to acquire them. And those keys are to be used at the Umbra Gates. How they are to be used or what their purpose is, I am uncertain. I have not been able to see that far yet, with what dealings I've gotten, but I believe they may have the means to either save or destroy Wildemount and perhaps even the world as we know it.
And what is touching it to my eye done?
Nothing to you directly. It's more of you've attuned to it, in a sense, is the best way I can describe it. I, before my departure, imbued a bit of my soul and spirit into the key to act as a failsafe and guardian of sorts. It is what helped you during that night.
I am assuming if my comrade has given away his key as well, then he has done the same.
And so what
And-
now?
Well, now, and you see as he goes to speak, you will feel a rumbling as your house sort of shakes, and he will sort of, Elias will sort of have to, like, catch himself because he was sitting back and rocking back on the chair. He almost falls backwards, but he sort of falls forwards and gets the chair back on the ground and sort of holds onto the table. And you see he sort of looks around and then looks to you. That wouldn't have happened to be your doing, would it?
Well, the friend that has the other key watched me touch it to my eye, and I'm assuming since I woke up in my bed, I collapsed backwards. Would it rumble if he followed suit or what?
You see he'll sort of get up and he'll walk around the room as he's looking at stuff before he'll pause and he'll look down at something. And as you follow his eye gaze, you can see there is a trap door to like a basement that's like not a part of your home. It's completely new.
Well, I guess we're going in. I don't know what that is.
You see he will lift it up and he will sort of gesture for you to go first.
I'll just jump down and float down with my wings.
He will follow after you, and Darren,
Yo, what's up?
you feel that same sensation as that flash of brilliant, cool blue light sort of envelops your vision before all you see is darkness, and you feel that same sensation of falling for a little bit before you feel the sensation of slamming into the ground. And as you do, you open your eyes and you awaken in your cell.
Darren stands up and he looks around. I guess this is more than any kind of home than I ever had.
As you look around, as you sit up and speak, you will sort of hear footsteps walk over before you will see a figure sort of step in front of your jail cell, as if you refer to reference pictures. This individual appears, and he'll turn
Hey.
to look at you. What in the world are you doing here?
Hey, Callum, I could ask you the same thing.
You're not supposed to be here yet.
Well, I put the key to my eye. That did something.
Of course you did.
Well, it wasn't my idea.
As you say that, you too feel the rumbling and shaking of everything, and you see Callum sort of looks around before looking at you. Wait, what were you saying? It wasn't your idea, yes?
Yeah, there was another person that I met that had the same key.
Oh, that would explain it. And I suppose we'll be seeing your friend soon enough. Come on. And he's going to sort of throw open the jail door.
Well, I guess you're the person from here, so lead the way.
As you walk out and Callum sort of turns, you will both see at the end of this hallway where like cells are aligning each side of this hallway, light will pour down from a hatch that was opened, and both Zinfandel and this new figure, Elias, will jump down, and Elias will sort of look up and say, Callum, what in the world are... Oh.
There it just waves.
I take it that is your comrade, brother?
Well, yeah.
Did you want related? Well, don't look related.
Yes, this is my brother-in-law.
Indeed.
Expensive.
In any case, he looks around at like the jail cells. What in the? Why is that? Doesn't matter. You two, come on. We're not talking in a jail. Don't know why this is your personal realm, but
It was comfy for the years that I spent in it.
You can call it as he is, unless he's a degenerate.
oh great. And you see Ellis will sort of go up the ladder, and Callum will follow, and you all will go back into the sort of dining room as both Callum and Elias will sit down.
Glad that you followed me, Darren.
Well, I've learned to never let a friend go into a trip alone, so.
Callum will turn to you. You see Callum and Elias will sort of lock eyes, and as they do, you see both of their blue eyes will glow for a second before dissipating back to normal, and then Callum will sort of nod and look over at you, Darren. Well, it seems that Elias has already explained a few things to your friends, so I shall simply reiterate that. The keys you have, the cult wants them, and they are connected to the cult in some manner. They are something to be used at the Umbra Gates. How they are used, or what their purpose is, we are unaware of, but the cult already has 2, and the other 2 are now in both of your possessions. Me and Elias were the previous guardians of these keys, but for reasons beyond our control, we had to part them to trusted individuals. After that, we each bestowed a part of ourselves in these keys to act as failsafes and guardians, in case they were to fall in the wrong hands. Elias will sort of look to the both of you. However, we did intend on having a meeting with you all, but it was going to be later down the line, when we had some more things ironed out. However, well, we can only have these limited types of meetings a certain amount of times before the essence that me and Callum put into these keys fades away. We're burning it as we speak. So, if you all have any questions about this entire thing, now would be the time to ask, and we can answer it to the best of our abilities.
Do we need all 4 keys at the Umbra Gates, or can we take these 2 and use them?
I unfortunately do not know. I know that the cult has possession of the other 2 keys, but I know that they are as clueless as to their true intentions as we are, or at least they should be last we checked. Whether they are used to lock away something or to unlock and free something, we do not know. But so long as you two have these 2 keys, and you figure out how to use them, that means that the cult can't use them for whatever means they need. If you could somehow retrieve the other 2 keys, that would be the ideal situation, but the bare minimum is at least making sure they don't acquire the last key. Even if you lose one, so long as you have the other, you should be fine. In theory, if what we believe is true.
So you gave us keys to play keep away from a cult that is full of our enemies.
You see Callum will sort of turn and say, full of your enemies. That is likely by hand of the cult or whatever demonic deity is heading it. Or even whatever demonic force, truly. We were uncertain to ascertain whether the cult is truly acting in the words and will of a demonic deity like that of Asmodeus, or if it's merely using that as a sort of front of sorts for some other more malicious force behind it. Of that we are uncertain, unfortunately.
Well, do you have any questions, Darren?
So, the reason I'm in this entire situation, the reason why Kate is now in the hands of this cult is because I was given this key and I'm supposed to accept to be some sort of hero to bring down this cult and bring peace to this whole world.
You see Callum kind of flinches a little and he'll say, "If I'm going to be honest, I know not Elias's situations, but mine were rather grim, and as much as I did not wish to burden you with this, I had no other choice."
Well, you chose a very horrible individual to take this burden. I'm not really the hero type, Callum. When we were in the prison, I was just a mad dog. I was going through so much shit. Unlike all the others, well, Zinfandel is trying to avenge his wife. Fern is trying to find a missing loved one. Jor is out there trying to spread the word of his people, and Viola's there to experience life and all its wonders, while I'm just a drunk, a gambler. I can't do this. I don't think I could even comprehend trying to do anything as grandiose as this.
I am sorry for the burden that I have put on you, but to do this you need not be a hero, merely a warrior. A fighter for the right cause. I know how much you doubt yourself, but you drowned your virtues in sins so that you do not see them yourself. I don't expect you to be a saint. Lord knows you're anything but that. But I do expect you to be able to do the right thing. And hopefully, with some new friends and guidance, it won't be nearly as difficult alone.
Darren will just sort of like sit down and just sort of like be quiet for a bit.
Elias will look at you, Zinfandel, and say, conversely to him, I gave you the key because you're the only person that I know can get shit done properly, and things were getting dangerous for me, and I left in an attempt to try and protect you and my sister, but it would seem that the Ides of War caught you all before any demonic influence could have.
Yeah, well, that's how these things go. So we should just, goad the cult out? Or do we, hunt them? How are we able to find where they have these keys if they're not on a specific individual?
I believe you can simply continue with your current objective, traveling to Bazoxan. The Umbra gates are stationed there. That is where I believe your companions, the individual your companion was looking for, was headed to. Zoxin is soon to become the centerpiece and breeding ground of this conflict, for whatever that entails. The Umbra Gates are essentially the end goal, to a degree. And the keys are part of that goal. If you ask me, my guess is that the keys are used to either open and or seal the Umbra Gate, and that perhaps this cult is trying to unleash whatever is behind the Umbral Gate upon the world. That is, however, only my own speculations. As Callum has said, we have only gotten so far in our individual work, and he sort of looks at Callum, and you see he's sort of... You can tell, Zinfandel, he's staring specifically at the red eye that Callum has, and he'll sort of, like, wince a bit and say, I unfortunately think my comrade here met an early end before he could meet such revelations. And you see Callum will sort of just nod.
And what about our eyes then? Are they gonna become blue when we're done in here? Do they hold a sort of power we can utilize?
The keys do hold a power. The power from what we've witnessed is simply being able to repel the infernal influences that the cult uses. The keys can be used to unlock many things. You only touched them to your eye. You may notice that each of us have a glowing blue eye. That is a gift. By the key, you could say, but more of a gift from the power behind the key's creation, if that makes sense. Boons, you could say. You mentioned your foes having eye patches. Those patches are probably to cover up the boons they received from whatever evil or demonic force is emboldening this cult.
And how will we know when these keys are ready to bestow another boon upon us then?
If you use them enough to dispel enough magic, every magic that it dispels, of the demonic influence, it absorbs into itself. You can keep it as an item and simply continue traveling with it, or if you wish to make more drastic measures, you may follow in our steps. And he'll sort of look over at Callum, and Callum will say, like, hold up a hand to his blue eye, and you see sort of blue tendrils of magic will sort of come out of the eye and begin forming something in his hand before you see the key, your key, Darren, disappear from your hands or pockets or whatever and appear in his. We jabbed the keys into our eyes and essentially used our eye sockets as locks, attuning us to the keys in a deeper sense. It's how we're able to bestow a part of our essence in here. I have unfortunately met my end in the material plane, but a portion of my spirit and essence is still attuned within inside this key. Unfortunately, however, in order to acquire more information and knowledge of this cult, I did make some deals, hence, he'll gesture to his red eye. Hence why I met my early end. If you both wish, you could follow in our footsteps and do the same, but know that once you do that, the keys will be bound to you, which means that if someone wants to take them from you or you want to part with them, you'll have to either sever that contract, or if the cult wants to take them from you, they have to kill you. They cannot simply physically take the object. Essentially, it makes the key more safely in your own hands, but your life is also the only thing that stands between the key and others. You see Elias will sort of look over. I, fortunately, am still alive. Though where I am, I'm not certain. I just know that I can still feel a pull towards the rest of my soul. However, I am quite unsure whether our paths will ever cross again, unfortunately, brother. And I also would not suggest doing the whole eye key thing. It is rather uncomfortable. But if you find yourselves at a loss for what to do or in need of power, it could be a good last resort.
And is it only the eye? Can I, like, stab it into my hand, or...?
Only the eye, I'm afraid. Something about, eyes being the windows to the soul and whatnot. Arbitrary, archaic rules by forces beyond our comprehension, gods and whatnot.
Well... How do I have your key, then? Did you sever your contract to it?
Well, let's just say I found a mutual benefactor that would help me out on the matter. And you see he will wink at you with his purple eye. I mean, after all, we are elves and you are fae. I have my own tricks up my sleeves to keep up with your magics, and I've done my own fair share of adventuring, brother. But I can't reveal all my tricks yet. What if we do meet again? Then you can ask me all the questions you wish. Though I will likely not remember this unless you are to give me the key and I reabsorb this small fraction of my soul.
Well, we'll leave you then in case we need more from you. Better not to burn the candle too short.
Callum will look at you. Since this was the first time, and you did use the keys to dispel that mental magic that was making the sky bleed, it burned most of that magic, but from here on out, you may only have 2 or 3 more conversations with us. Depending how long those conversations run, it could be even less than that. Not nearly as big a deal for Elias if you do run into him again, but this is essentially the last fragment of my soul that still resides in the material plane. So once my essence is used up, I am gone.
And so what exactly would be stopping us from, say, tying this key to an unbelievably heavy anything and lobbing it into a volcano?
The key cannot be destroyed. You could
Right.
do that, but...
But sinking into the bottom of a volcano, very few things are going to be able to get to it. Let
Very
alone
few
find it.
things, indeed, but...
As more
It may
important.
take time. They will find it. You will buy a considerable amount of time, but they are already in the process of summoning demons. If they summon a powerful enough one that is simply able to wade and travel through the lava, then there's truly nothing really stopping it from obtaining the key.
And I'm sure it has more importance than just being at the bottom of a volcano, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, even in the time we had the keys, we weren't able to fully understand or comprehend their full potential, so we're leaving that to you guys.
All right, great.
I'm
we
sure
leave
you
now?
two will do fine. But if you are both ready to go, I can send you both off.
Darren will nod, sort of like stand up and look at Callum and he say, I doubt I'll come back anytime soon. I'll figure my shit out and see where it goes from there.
I wish you luck, friend. And don't come to the other side too quickly now.
No promises.
Elias will look at you, Zinfandel.
What power will we get from using the key? What is the boon? Or is it different per person?
It slightly alters per person, but there are some base benefits you acquire. One of them is with that eye, you're able to you're sort of able to sense magic a bit better. If you harness and focus it enough, get experienced enough at it, you could even see the nature of souls, or its biggest benefit that is just flatline, I would say, would be always knowing the location of your keys and being able to see the demonic influences of whatever this opposite entity is. It does take a little bit to get used to, though.
And how do we use the keys to dispel that demonic influence? Just focus on them?
It depends on the shape that the demonic influence takes, but in the case of previously, there was a area of demonic magic, essentially, on top of your camp that was causing you to hallucinate and see all those things. When you touch the keys together, their latent magic energy sort of fed into each other and caused a sort of magic feedback loop that then dispelled the essence. You could either, depending on what it is, you could channel your own magic into the key, and either if a building or something is warded by that infernal influence, you could use the key to destroy that ward, or other means. It varies depending on what exactly you encounter.
Relinquish someone from the binds of this demonic entity.
Potentially, if you learn how to use the key well enough.
All right. Well, I don't really have a choice then. I won't force it on you, Darren, so I'll do it.
Nah, Darren's already putting it in his eye.
I don't think it's gonna do anything in here.
Ah, damn it.
And also, it's better off we're able to get rid of one of them. You want to save that girl, then I'll make sure it gets done. Don't do anything you're not certain you're going to be able to commit to.
I'll see.
Additionally, before you all go, as I said, Bazoxin, the Umbra Gates, Bazoxin is going to become the eye of the storm, essentially, for everything that is to come. If you all have allies and friends that you trust with this, it might not be bad to contact them. If you can somehow find wherever I am out there, I'm sure that will also greatly help you. I only have the knowledge that I had when I infused myself into this key, so there's no telling what the rest of me has been done, doing, or able to figure out in the time that I've been apart. I, however, unfortunately, could not begin to tell you where to look. However, Bazoxan and the Umbra Gates will be at the heart of this. You may likely find me there, if the cult doesn't find me first. In any case, I wish you luck, brother. And you, brother's comrade.
Aaron just gives a sort of like half-hearted salute.
Till next we meet then. Hopefully not too soon. And he will clap his hands, and as he does, you will watch as like the entire area begins to fade away as you all begin to fall in that pitch black abyss again, as your two old and familiar compatriots sort of dissipate from your vision, and you're falling once again in that pitch black void until you hit the ground and you awaken in your tents as the morning sun sort of shines in. Both of you in the same tent, sort of on top of each other.
Well, you're the one on top of me, so I can't really,
Well, I should get this done before they see, because they're gonna probably try to stop. Why does my chest hurt?
Don't, you don't need to worry about that.
Why are your handprints on my chest?
No need to worry about that.
You may want to look away.
Darren looks away.
I'll fucking unlock my skull, I guess.
You take the key and you take a breath in before you... Which eye are you putting it in? The right or the left?
It'll probably be his left eye.
You take a deep breath and you jab the key into your eye, and instead of like a searing pain or blood splattering, you see it sort of goes into your eye and you feel like a cold sensation, like a cold needle sort of just like pressing into your skull, and you twist it as with a glow of like icy blue light, the key will sort of begin to dissipate into magical energy that swirls around your eye as it goes from red to blue, and it will glow again, sort of glowing off and on a couple of times before it sets to a icy blue color, and the key will rematerialize the same way that it did out of like Callum's eye when he summoned it, and land back in your hand.
That is not a pleasant experience, Darren.
While he was doing that, I am going to do the same thing while he's not looking.
Which eye?
The right eye.
You do the exact same thing happens. You press it in, you turn it, you feel that cold sort of spike into your skull before the magic coalesces, and your right eye is now an icy blue, and the key manifests again in your hand.
Yeah, that was certainly a challenge.
Well, you're committed to that now. I hope you understand.
I'm not doing this for the sake of the world or anything. If anything, I'm doing it because I owe him.
Yeah, well, for whatever reason, there's 5 of us and there's only 4 keys, so I guess they're fighting over the others.
We'll see.
All right then. Fern, you were sort of sitting outside of their tent watching it as you've woken up and such due to your need for less sleep. You sort of hear a bit of commotion behind you in the tent in the morning.
I should wait for them to exit. She's not gonna poke her head in or anything.
Darren could be the first one to exit.
See as Darren exits that one of his, with your very keen perception, one of his eyes is glowing a bright blue.
Very fun.
I guess I can presume what you and Zinfandel did. Gesture to her eye.
Making a boon with some entity or whatever for the sake of the world or something. I don't give a shit. I just want to do this so I can repay a friend.
Might I say, that is probably the most agreeable thing you said to me this entire time. And you might want to maybe come up with something to cover that, at least for a little bit.
Cover the eye?
Well,
Or
in
the-
case it is kind of, I don't know how important those keys are. If we have a bunch of cultists seeing two people with random blue eyes,
I could wear an eye patch. My mother did say my father was a pirate or something like that.
cultural. There you go.
Well, Fern, your berserker likely is ravaging his way towards the umbral gates where these are to be used. Which is why Callistus was quivering in his proverbial boots.
Yes, that's where he told me for us to go meet up with him. I should have expected him to find a way to cause trouble for some group one way or the other, so don't know what I expected, truthfully.
All right, then. How would the rest of the party react to those two coming out with glowing blue eyes?
That is the question. Is it morning or is it like?
Yes, it's morning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, long rest time.
Yep. Everyone had your long rest.
Okay.
Gonna look to them and just be like, "Oh, you guys could do that too, eh? I learned this trick when I was bear." And he's gonna change his eye color too,
Is that just changing
using
his eye color?
thaumaturgy. Yeah.
Wow.
Darren is just
I was
gonna
like,
be.
Jorg already had the key!
Darren is just gonna be like, "Is there anything this man can't do?"
When Jorg touched his key to his eye, he just fucking seen a hot female bear inside the the fucking Charmin bear is just
Bears in
chilling.
your area.
So I'm guessing the keys did that after you both went unconscious.
Well,
Oh no. We had to put them directly into our skull. Right into the eye
What?
socket.
Oh,
Like you're scooping the eyeball out.
Mhm.
It was quite painful.
wait, so do you think that's what the cult is doing?
No.
I'm presuming whatever they're doing, the antithesis to these keys gave them boons in a similar manner, which is why they are wearing eye patches. And, conveniently enough, there were 4 of them with eye patches or closed eyes, and there are rumored to be 4 of these keys, 2 of which they have.
So we could assume that there's also like an anti-key. Would that just be a lock?
Does Viola remember if the person like tied to her had like lost his eye before all this?
No, he had not.
Boy.
So you're telling me that we are going to have to fight with keys?
What are we, some kind of Keyblade warriors?
Well, certainly, and we would have to make our way to fight whatever darkness this whole predicament is.
Yeah, that's strange.
Oh, well, anyways,
Glad you are not dead. Pretty bad.
Darren's gonna make a wisdom save. For a second. No. No. You know what? I'll roll luck. I'll do a luck.
Luck. Okay.
Nope. No.
One more time.
You know, one more time. One more luck. One more luck.
Gambling.
Okay, Darren's going to sort of like there's like internal struggle going through him as he's sort of like thinking about saying something, and then he sort of like eventually overcomes it, and he just says like, I should probably tell you all why I was in prison, so that there won't be any more, I guess, secrets behind all of this.
I mean, I just assumed that you stole something, or I don't know, Noble caught you with his son and/or daughter.
No. Well, no.
Noble didn't catch you with their father, did they?
Oh, well, that happened before, but it's not. Well, that wasn't the reason for the jail. Anyways, so you know the woman that I wanted to protect from, you know, the whole cult situation, right?
Yes.
Well, the brother of hers was once a former lover, and I was the one who killed him.
And how did that happen?
It's the story. When I was off when I left my family to go on my own, I met him and we became really close. Eventually living together, and when he made a picture of me, I just saw his vision of who I was, someone grandiose, someone who's courageous, but I just didn't. And I sort of went down a spiral of, I guess, alcohol, drugs, sex, and when he called me out on it, he wanted to leave me, and I just didn't want to let him go. And when he was leaving, I tried to grab him, but with all the times I've counted on myself of being lucky, that night I was not lucky. And by my actions, I made him slip, and he died, snapping his neck on a table. After he died, I then lost control, and my wild magic spurred. My wild magic formed that night, and I burned the entire manor that we were living in. Let's just say that just saying it was an accident wouldn't really cut it at all to any officials that looked into it. And I will say it was entirely my fault.
Does Darren look like he's gonna respond well to like humor at this point, or?
Oh no, he's not. He's sort of like in a very serious point at this point. He's sort of trembling in a bit.
That's not your fault. Things happen. And I'm sorry for your loss.
I guess that's the reason why his sister's out to get me. She fully believes I killed him, and I believe I am entirely at fault still.
Well, at least we have an opening now. You don't happen to have an image of him painting in a locket or anything?
Well, everything burned down in the estate that we lived in. And he sort of like pulls out his hand and he shows minor illusion of his ex. It's a human, no, elf. Half elf? Half elf. Half elf. That's it.
Well, should we encounter your friend again if we have the magics to and we know we're going to find them? We can bluff that we resurrected them. There are magics that can do so.
No,
I think that'd be a little cruel.
it would be. And
Cruel methods, but if it gets them away from the cult, and then we can figure it out from there. Who's to say we don't resurrect them? As much as you are a degenerate, Darren, you do deserve a happy ending. And if... well, if turning your ways around with these keys redeems you from that. At the very least, even if they don't take you back, should we revive them, they can live with their sister. And I'm sure even your depraved soul, as you put it, might find some solace and joy in that.
Darren is going to sort of like look over as Infidel, pull out his glove, and just slap him right on the face with his glove.
Oh.
And go off to the cart.
I'm going to start putting the tents away. And yeah, Violet's going to start taking down the tent.
All right. Fern, Jorik.
I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe let him think about this. I'm sure he did not mean anything by that.
No, it might have been too forward. He just opened up.
I will help with taking time. I'm sure he's going to go ahead and take down his tent.
All right. You all get up in finish your last day of travel. I will take the silence as a yes.
Yes.
You all pack up your tents and finish your final day of travel, where you will eventually sort of coming over a hill, find yourselves at the sort of, not really a town, but more of like a small encampment that is the Ashgard garrison. The border area between the Dwindlin Empire and the Kryn dynasty. You know that you will have to go through this place to go on to the other side. Fortunately, with Fern's connections and all of you having IDs, it wouldn't be hard to do that. However, there is like a tavern. There's not all the things that a store or that a city would usually have, but there is like a tavern, a barracks, a sort of somewhat pseudo shop. It's more like an armory that they may occasionally sell things out of. Do you want to stop by the tavern or anywhere?
We could pop by just to get some food or something.
Well, doesn't Zinfandel need to do stuff here?
Yeah, I need to go talk to Martinet, Ludinus, Daleth.
Indeed. There is also another name you were given by your buddy, if you remember. If you don't, it's fine, because it was just a single name. I can just tell you.
Do not.
All right. I'm assuming he's looking through his notes.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I have the other one written down. I have Ravenous Raven.
No, so
But
your buddy, before he left, mentioned about a woman who was a captain at the Ashgard garrison called Brianna.
right,
And
that's what it
essentially
was.
said that like he knew her, and like if Ludinus is like the fucking is like he is like a mage, archmage level individual. He is the sort of not magistrate, but what's the name for it specifically? Hold on, they have it written down here. He's the Archmage of Domestic Protection. So you know getting an audience with him will be somewhat difficult. You would likely need pull or an inside connection of some sort like that. The Brianna is a captain of the guard, or a captain of the Crown's Guard in the Ashgard garrison, who your buddy knows and said that she's probably like your best bet trying to get an in, unless you guys have or find someone else. And Alabaster also told you to sort of put in a good word for him because she's hot.
Guess I'll go look for her then, Captain Brianna.
All right. Is the party gonna join him in searching the garrison for Brianna, or just curious? What's everyone else doing?
Darren is gonna go to the tavern instead. He's gonna spend some time there.
If he's cool with it, Fern will go with then.
Yeah.
Since he's helped her a bunch, she'll try what she can.
Viola figures that it'll be easier to find this person with more eyes. So yeah, she's gonna catch up, and I'll probably ask for like a description so she can like look out too.
Brianna is a sort of medium brown hair, has medium brown hair with brown eyes. She usually wears red regalia. That's like the usual, or the most that you sort of get from most people. Or that was the description that Alabaster gave. Unfortunately, it's a somewhat generic one, but... So, Zen and Fern going off on their own. Viola, Darren, Tavern, Jorik.
Gonna keep an eye on the carts, I guess. Make sure they don't get stolen or something. He's not really good at finding people. No.
I mean, there are guardsmen that you can literally hand them off to.
Okay. Then
Literally, almost like 90% of the population of this town is just guardsmen. So.
okay. I'm gonna roll a D2. One, I'll go help Darren, and Viola, the other one, the other. Right, helping out Fern and Zen if they allow him to join in their posse.
Okay.
All right, then. You three, as you're sort of walking around and looking for this individual, roll me your choice of perception or survival checks.
They're both bad.
Me too.
Yep, all three of you. Or you can give advantage to someone if you wish.
I'll give you it.
I do have a +5 in percent. I don't think Fern needs help. Fern, you are too good.
I mean, I rolled pretty mid.
Alrighty.
I got a 12.
With a 17, as you all sort of wander around and look for this individual, it's a bit hard. There's a lot of just brown-haired humans around and stuff. Fern, you do eventually see, like about after looking for a while, you do see a woman in red regalia, hands behind her back, sort of the same short, medium-ish brown hair and brown eyes that I was talking about. And she seems to be standing on like a very small wooden platform, speaking to like a battalion of soldiers.
I sneezed. Who notices?
You.
She will point it out to Zinfandel. Sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze again into the mic.
I'll wait for her to finish her address then. Kind of listen in while she's speaking.
You see, she's mostly just speaking about the usual conventional things like keep up the good work, dedication to the Empire, etc., etc. And eventually she will sort of dismiss them all, and you see she will turn to go and walk down from the like small wooden elevated platform.
I'll approach her as she's walking down.
She will sort of stop as you approach, and as you stand in front of her, if you refer to reference pictures, this is the individual you see. She's about 5'10".
Yo, she's a goth baddie, but she's not goth. What the fuck?
Okay.
She's more
will
like
sort of-
tired MILF than goth.
She will sort of look at you
Yo,
with her
change
arms
the colors
behind
to
her
black,
back
though.
with
Oh no. Nah, you're right.
her arms behind her back and sort of look at you with a straight expression. And how may I help you?
Captain Brian, I assume?
Indeed, who is asking?
My name is Zinfandel Mercurial Rose. I was hoping I could get your assistance. I'm looking for the individual who was responsible for deploying soldiers during the war.
Sort of raise an eyebrow. Are you talking about this area, or are you talking about in general? Because if you wish to see the king of the Dwindling Empire, then I do not know if there's much I can do for you.
It was around this area in late Mizuthar. 836. Soldiers sent to retake the Ashgard garrison when it had fallen.
I see. I'm afraid that that is beyond my current tenure, but I could either get you a seating with the commander or attempt to acquire an audience with Ludinus, but unless you have something of important enough standing, I will let you know he is likely to deny it.
I see. And what would you recommend then?
If you have something of vital importance to the Empire, then if you tell me, then I can relay it to Ludinus, and if it is vital enough, he will seek an audience with you all. Otherwise, you all would have to find have to have either a high enough authority or backing to warrant a proper audience with Ludinus.
And what does that entail? Like dispatching a cult trying to destroy the world?
Just sort of raise an eyebrow.
Just food for thought, trying to gauge the question.
If you have information about cultists that directly endangers or relates to the Empire, then that could be grounds for meeting Ludinus, but it depends on whether he cares for it or not.
Well,
You
I know
also
that
do
the
not have
cult...
any recommendations of any sort, so as of current, you are nothing more than wayward adventurers who we have no reason to believe or no credentials to properly assign to you all.
Well, we do know the name of the man seemingly leading the cult.
I do not know if that would be great enough. We will still take the name, but the Dwindling Empire can only spare so much manpower themselves.
Well, they were having their meetings in Blade Garden. At that ancient church. To the fiends.
The temple to Ariok. That makes sense.
That would be the one. The man is named Callistus Wolf. You can look into him. Be a thorn in his side.
We shall keep that in mind.
I'll walk away a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
Can I roll insight to see if he's like holding something back or something?
Sure, if you want to roll insight, roll insight. What were you saying, Fern?
Have I been here before?
Yeah, you've probably passed through here a decent couple of times. You may have been... let me check something. Yeah, because there's the Ash Guard and the Rock Guard, so... High or low?
Why?
You, unfortunately, were stationed at the Rock Guard garrison. You were not stationed at the Ash Guard garrison during your tenure.
I
Serving
meant
the
more of just
Empire.
traveling with someone.
I know. I was just rolling that to see
Yeah.
if you... Because if you were stationed here, you would know a bit more than usual. But you have passed through here a couple of times. What exactly are you trying to garner from that?
When we passed through here, because they mentioned having like someone to advocate, did he do enough and have enough of a name through this specific city?
Are you talking about Henrik,
Yes. Who else would I be talking about? I'm talking about Henry.
your father? But
I don't think my father would have much over here.
Henrik, you know that Henrik helped out quite a lot. You do know that Henrik was, based on when you spoke with that one old veteran,
Yeah.
Henrik seemed to have been decently well known throughout the war. And you know Henrik has helped out a lot of places. But you also know the way that Henrik helps is usually not like in the best terms with the law. You know, he's very vigilante-esque coded.
Okay, then I
So,
guess
They might think so. It depends on the person, really. But if it's like a hard stickler, they might see him more as a liability. If it's someone that he's helped out and that knows that, you know, Henrik's just that guy, then they'd probably be more up to it. You are unsure which one Brianna might be.
yeah. What about Papa then?
You do know that your brother is pretty high in the Empire. Unfortunately, he's an assassin, so like everything he does is a lot more confidential. Your
Yeah.
father is a renowned enough alchemist and just sort of mage and scientist in the Empire that multiple people in Rexentrum in the like either college or in I forget what it's called, but the noble district recognized his name. So there's a chance that your dad might be, especially considering that from what you've heard, this Ludinus is an archmage, there's a chance that your dad's name could pull some weight. You do, however, also remember that back in Rexentrum, when you went to the Cobalt Soul to look for documents and stuff, you remember that you once met an expositor of the Cobalt Soul named Orion multiple times, who was friends with your father. When you talked to the people at the Cobalt Soul, the last they said is that he had been dispatched to the Ashgard garrison.
Okay, I still had Orion. So, okay. Seeing it, Zinfandel not really getting anywhere, might I, step in for a second and inquire about something?
By all means.
Is there an expositor by the name of Orion currently here?
The Cobalt Soul. Yes, the expositor is here. I believe last I spoke with him, he was going to the tavern to read or something.
Well, might I ask, is Would I, out of character, know, like, typically if an expositor is traveling, would they be interacting with the heads of the places, or just...
So the Cobalt Soul lies in a very unique spot where they technically are like a part of the Empire to a degree, but they don't technically work directly under the Empire's government. They kind of operate independently to a degree. It's how the Cobalt Soul was able to take down the Cerberus Assembly and such. They're essentially the like FBI of Wildemount.
Okay.
So they would have the authority to speak with higher ranking individuals of things if it is for the sake of an investigation that they are currently on. So, but it's like very like flip-floppy of they technically have higher authority than like Brianna here, who's just a captain. But like they wouldn't have higher authority than maybe like the commander or a noble of this land, like a high-ranking noble, etc.
Do they perhaps have a list of documents called the lewdness files?
Oof.
No.
She will, at that information, kind of stop and... thank you. If we have more, I guess we will come see you about that.
I shall be here.
And she'll turn and kind of catch up with Zinfandel, and she said that Expositor should be at the tavern. He's a friend of my father's and might be able to potentially get us counsel with them.
Well, that would be a hell of a help, but... I might have to put my plan for vengeance on the back burner.
We'll see what we can do and what the timeline looks like. We're seemingly going to be here for at least a couple hours anyways.
A day if you wish to rest here, so.
We haven't decided on that.
All right, then.
Like, if it looks like it's gonna take multiple days, then we'll discuss.
Well, I mean, you've been doing a full days of travel, is what I'm saying.
Well,
it's
no,
not
I
night,
know.
but the sun. Yeah.
I'm saying though, like in terms of how long we decide to, if we decide to just get a head start and just camp again,
Yeah, you could do that. All right then. The three of you will begin making your way towards the tavern. Viola and Darren.
Yo.
You will come to a tavern. I'll let you three know when you can start like making your way.
I need a drink.
I'm just kind of hungry and tired of rations.
Ain't that the truth? Darren will go over to the tavern keep.
Actually, hold on. Let me do this so that I turned off the grid so you can move yourself properly.
It's like Viola's going half cheeked on these stools.
Do you want wine or do you just want to eat?
Probably just food for right now. I don't know if we're planning on staying the night here or not.
All right. Tavern keep one
You
wine.
see as he turns, the tavern, instead of like an actual tavern keeper, so you just see an old grizzled like veteran knight just turn to and sort of stares at you as you say tavern keep.
What do you have any wine, alcohol?
We're on the fucking front lines. Of course we don't have wine. We have
alcohol.
mead and ale.
I'll have a mead then. And for the lady to my right, a good hearty meal.
That'll be He'll sort of look you two up and down, not see any regalia of the Dwindling Empire, and say,
And I'll be 5 gold for the food and 3 gold for the drink.
Certainly. And Darren will produce 10 gold and sort of like wink as he says, keep the change.
he just grabs it, and then he walks over to this guy, tells him to start making food on this like stove, and then he will walk over here, unlock this door.
Darren's gonna look around the place to see if there's any notable people. They were searching for someone here too, right, Viola?
Yeah, the guard lady, but I don't see anyone here that looks like she'd be a guard.
You do know this table is basically a bunch of guardsmen feasting. This one has like a mixture between like there's like a knight, a guard, what seems to be more like a noble, a scout, like a wide variety of different units, you'd say, just all sitting around playing cards, and then the other 2 people just sitting down.
This
This
individual
individual seems to be reading a book.
This individual seems important. Darren's just gonna point over at that person and he says, that person seems important. Reading a book?
But that person doesn't look like, what was her name, Briar?
Stand out from all the guards, though.
You see
Okay,
he walks
but
back over and he slams down a just basic mug.
Darren just downs it in one
for
gulp.
you, and he puts on the table for you just like a slab of cooked meat and bread.
Oh,
It's better than
thank you.
rations.
And yeah, she's gonna eat. And she's gonna look over at like these 2 tables, see if anyone matches the description that Zin gave of like the 5'10", brown hair, goth
Not
baddie.
really.
God, Betty.
Unfortunately, a lot of these are just like seem to be not. These don't seem like any people important. Besides, maybe like this nobleman and this knight, but they're both men, so that immediately like disqualifies it.
Okay.
Up there here. Anyways, I'm more interested in sort of other things than what Zinfandel is doing. I'm gonna head over to this person.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
think that person's hot, you can just say so.
They're hot. I'm going to them. Hello, person. I don't
As
know the
you-
gender. I don't want to assume.
Walk up to them. If you refer to reference images, this is the individual you walk up to, and about like 6'3", tall, somewhat lanky, elf man that sort of is sitting there reading through a book with like holding the book in one hand and the other hand in his just lap, and he will just not even turning to look at you. He'll sort of just say,
And what exactly would you want, sir?
Some conversation, awfully filled with a bunch of rough and howdy guards people. So you were sort of like a exception to that.
Indeed.
Name's Darren. What is yours?
You need not worry about that, Darren.
Ooh, mysterious.
busy.
Are you busy with what? You seem to
Work.
be just reading something. Work with what?
Ayla kind of like leans on the counter and whispers to the tavern. He's totally blowing it, isn't he?
Fools talking to an expositor of the Cobalt Soul, so I wouldn't be surprised if in a few minutes he's thrown through a window.
Oh. I should probably go and stop him from doing that, huh? You probably don't want the property damage.
There was a joke. There are no windows here. Too viable to break-ins.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll
okay.
just break a few bones, regardless.
They're just trying to get like a peek of what the expositor is reading. He's just like trying to sort of like.
You see, as you try to like lean over and peek, with his other hand that's not there, he will sort of just like. He will just like grab the nose of your like bird mask and he will turn it around so that basically
After that.
your eyes are blocked by it.
Wouldn't it be more like my mouth would be blocked?
No, he's like turning the mask and the hat around to just like
Oh,
cover your face without even
Oh.
looking up from the book.
super secret it seems.
I
Okay,
do not
I'm gonna go
quite
save him.
enjoy people snooping on my work.
Well,
Hey, I am so sorry about my friend here. He's friendly. Come on, Darren. Let's go back to the bar.
come on. Let me at least buy you a drink. But well,
I have no
never
need
done
for such a thing.
that. Well,
Alcohol
guess-
impedes the mind.
I mean, there are some people who sort of like get a bit more active with their minds. Smash, but to one's own.
Darren, this person is an expositor. I don't know what that means, but it sounds important. We should probably let him enjoy his book.
Expositor. Can I make a history check?
Go ahead.
Yippee! Let's do this. 5.
You don't know
Is
what
that
the
some-
fuck that is.
Is that some sort of sex thing? Are you like a sex worker?
No.
You see, he closes the book. And he will
Please-
sort of
please don't
put
break
it
his
into
fingers.
his jacket before standing up and turning to you.
Hello?
Please don't break his fingers. He
My name
apologizes,
is
right?
Orion, expositor of the Cobalt Soul, and he will extend a handshake.
Finally, a proper name. And he takes a hand.
I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Very nice.
Do it.
Could I argue athletics?
No.
Ah, kidding.
Oh, no.
I'll do a luck die. 17.
You hold on, let me check something. Okay. You see he shakes your hand, or you go to shake his hand, but like as you're shaking his hand, you suddenly feel his grip tightening to the point where you feel like you hear your bones in your hand creaking, so you immediately manage to just pull your hand away from the handshake, and he sort of just stares at you completely blank-faced and says, "Oh, my apologies."
We can't all control our strength sometimes.
I warned
Indeed.
you this would happen.
Well then, Orion. I guess don't be a stranger then. And Darren is going to stand up and sort of like do the finger like snapping like the SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm amazed he can do that after the sound his hands made. Sorry again about that, Mr. Orion.
He'll just nod.
And yeah, she's going to start heading back over to the counter.
And with that grip, you could do anything with that. I wonder if he's an expositor.
Well, you were right about the breaking bones thing.
My bones aren't broken.
Not for lack of trying. I think if you weren't able to pull your hand out in time, it probably wouldn't be able to use them as well anymore.
Eh.
What exactly is an expositor, by the way?
Is it a
You
sex
asked
thing?
the veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're asking him, or just like Darren just says, "Is it a sex thing?"
He just
I'm pretty sure
sighs
it's
as
a
you
sex thing.
come back and start asking him more questions. He turns over and says,
They're basically the fucking special agent fucking super soldiers that beat information out of people and take care of problems.
Oh.
Huh. Even more sexier.
Well, thank you for the warning.
it is at that point that the other three of you would arrive at the tavern.
Oh, hey, they're back.
Hello.
Darren almost lost his hand.
It
Or at
was
least
quite.
he used it.
It was quite sexy.
Not really
Good way.
paying attention. She's kind of scanning around. Would
Yeah,
I be able to recognize who this
Yes.
person is?
Considering
Okay.
one, he's the only elf in the room, and two, you've met him before multiple times. You immediately
Okay.
recognize him as you see him.
You'll
he seems to be
just-
sitting back down and reading a book.
You'll see Fern is kind of scanning the room before she just, without even really addressing you guys, just turns immediately, heading over
Oh.
to the table.
Well, that
let's
was
get it.
Findel.
Wait,
Or
wait,
the
no,
bench.
no, Fern!
Let's get a take a shot.
Oh yeah, I'm going up with Fern. I'm just kind of following behind her.
The map is open, so you can move yourself.
I'm gonna sit over here to sort of like look closer. I'm not gonna
see-
interrupt them.
He will sort of hear footsteps, and he will look up, and he will have his same blank face, and he'll look up and be like,
Sir, for the last time. Phone.
Hello, Ryan. It's been quite some time.
Indeed it has. For what reason brings you to the Ashgard garrison?
Well, overall, chasing a friend of mine. But specific stop here is for a favor for my friend here, and she'll kind of gesture to Zinfandel. He's been trying to get a council with, is it Luminous, I believe?
I don't directly need a council with them, but I'm looking for the specifics of people who were deployed during the war to retake the Ashgard garrison.
Well, Ludinus would most certainly be the individual for that. And I'm assuming you're curious to see if I could garner that audience.
I would greatly appreciate, and we have some information regarding, she'll kind of say this a bit low just to keep it to all of them, regarding the cultists that could be of use to you.
You see, as you say that, he'll close the book and put it away again before he'll stand up.
Follow me. It is improper to commit that type of talk here.
Darren's gonna wave as he passes by.
You too, if you are with them.
Oh, I think he's talking about us.
Seems so.
You see, as he goes to walk up, the sort of veteran behind the bar sort of pipes up and says, "Hey, listen, man, that's locked and also off limit." And you see Orion will sort of reach up, and as he goes to turn it and it is locked, you see sort of a blur of his hands before you will hear a clink unlock sound, and then the veteran just sort of sighs and fucking goes back to doing what he was doing.
He's good with his hands too.
Viola just looks back and mouths, "Sorry."
He just was
Orion
real
gonna
to
like
get
look
in the
at
room.
Darren like, pardon? She has him say that.
This is my dad's work friend.
Like, this is Uncle Ryan you're talking about.
Not Uncle Ryan.
Yeah, Uncle Ryan sounds a little gross. I don't know.
Yeah.
As he does, he knows the door shut, or not open, rather, and he's gonna use normal churches. But you got this.
You will close the door, and you'll see he relocks it again before sort of leaning against the wall and crossing his arms. Well, this is as good as we are going to get. What exactly is this information you might have for me? I was going to say I could use my rank as expositor to acquire an audience, bring you all on as my deputies or whatnot, but if I do not have plausible cause or information worthy of such an audience, it is likely to be denied, even with my standing in the Cobalt Soul.
Gestured as Zinfandel.
Well, you need information to get us an audience then. Yes?
Indeed.
Kind of like point towards my eye. This, and I'll pull the key out from it.
You see he doesn't really flinch, but he does sort of just look at you, like, intensely.
There are apparently 4 of these. We are in possession of 2. And that cult that has been plaguing, well, the Empire in general, they're searching for these, and they have 2 of them.
Are you aware of what exactly these keys are? Their purpose?
More or less. They can either destroy the world or save it, depending on how they're used. Which is down in the Dynasty.
Where exactly, if I might ask, in the Dynasty?
Oh, what's the place called again?
The Umbra Gates is the, like,
Yeah.
monument, but it's in Bazoxan.
In Bazoxan at the Umber Gates.
That would make sense, given what we do know of this cult. Demonic in nature. Unfortunately, I am assuming then if you are passing through the Ashgard garrison, you all are heading into Jorhas, into the Dynasty, and assumedly to these Umbra Gates.
We're following Fern while she searches for her friend.
He'll look at Fern, like, for confirmation.
Come on.
And that will take you to Bazoxan, I assume.
Yes, that is where he informed us that, well, me, that she meet him at the Umbral Gates.
The information you have is viable information, one that could possibly garner audience with Ludinus. My question is, you simply wish to speak with Ludanis for information about something that happened during the war in this area, assumedly something connected to yourself, he'll say, looking at Zinfandel.
I'm trying to find who's responsible for my wife being killed during the war.
And
When a small settlement is beset upon by soldiers and innocents are killed, it's a little irksome.
where was that settlement, if I might ask?
Just west of here. It was when the soldiers were coming to retake the Ashgard garrison. A contingent from the dynasty met with the Empire, and me and my wife and many others from up north who were delivering aid to the citizens were caught in their little squabble.
I see. Do you have a time frame, perhaps, of when this occurred?
I do. It happened in late Mizendar. 843.
Let me roll something for him.
836, sorry. Numbers.
You will see he'll sort of pause for a moment and put a hand to his chin as he thinks, and he'll say, West of here, small settlement, engagement, Ashgard garrison. I do believe I may have read something about that report and situation, or read a report about that situation.
Yeah, and the soldiers were all dispatched. Or most of them, anyway.
Did you perhaps see any sightings of perhaps a cloaked individual? One that oftentimes wears a bird mask, cloaked in mostly blue.
I'll look to Fern.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Did you happen to see, during that attack, a individual cloaked in blue wearing oftentimes a bird mask of sorts?
He's asking about specifically when?
Me during my thing, but that's the same guy that fucked with us in the woods, isn't it?
You can assume so, because you know that you saw him during that whole incident as in
I did.
So.
And we saw him recently as well.
I see. So this is interconnected with the Ravenous Raven. I've read a few reports on that individual. They're a special threat of the dynasty. At least that's how the Empire classifies them. If you are looking for a specific individual responsible for what occurred to your family, I don't know if you'll find one, or if there was one, they may have already died in that very skirmish. War claims many things. Whether it was the fault of the Empire or the Dynasty, I am uncertain, based on what I can recall of the report I've read, but if you wish to push blame upon someone, while we are stationed in the Empire, the Cobalt Soul has no allegiance to the Dynasty or the Empire, so whichever one of those governments you wish to blame, we cannot, but we do know that the Ravenous Raven was involved in that situation in some sense. Being a special threat, the Cobalt Soul has tried to keep special eyes on them when possible. We've had a few run-ins with them during investigations.
Fern kind of just looks down, kind of avoiding as they discuss that.
Well,
I can still acquire that audience with Ludinus if you wish to see if he can use his... He is also an elf, so me and him have better tides than most other of the expositors. And I do believe that he'll look over at Fern. He and your father may have exchanged words, or met a few moments before. If I mention that, he may be willing to take your audience. I am uncertain of whether, for you, Zinfandel, he'll be able to provide any proper closure or information on that front. However, you all simply plan on going to Bazalxin and handling this, or do you plan to handle this cult situation, or are you all specifically going for, he'll look over at Fern, for finding Henrik, I believe was his name. Henrik the Hellhound? The Helmut something. I am sorry, Fern, I do not remember the best.
It's alright. I cannot speak for the others per se. I am only there regarding him, but knowing that he's involved, I will probably have to get involved, because he will not simply drop things.
From what I have heard of the Helmut, he does have a rather righteous heart and a rather loud bark. So, you are most likely not wrong. If you all truly do intend to go there and handle this cult situation, if Ludinus is not able to provide you with the insights you're looking for, he'll look at Zinfandel, you may be able to garner a favor from him based on the information you provide him about this cult. Unfortunately, if all this is taking place in the dynasty, then the Empire itself is rather powerless to do anything. However, Ludinus is an archmage. She has many magics. If you have individuals you'd wish contacted, or perhaps some other way that he could assist. The Cobalt Soul does also have partial authority within the dynasty, but not as much as the Empire. I also cannot... Getting the assistance of the Cobalt Soul behind you all would require me to return to Exandria and garner audience with the Cobalt Soul's council, so it would not be the quickest aid either.
Well, I don't think our plans are going to change. We're going to find Henrik. After that, I think it depends what everyone wants to do. If you're certain that the ravenous raven person is responsible for at least that side of the engagement, then I'll deal with it first. Plus, I'd rather not interact with somebody who may try to detain us for possessing these. And I'll kind of dismiss the key.
If you do not wish for an audience with him, then that is fine. I'll sort of look at you, Fern. The Cobalt Soul has been keeping an eye on this cultist situation, and what you have said, if true, and this truly is a threat to the entirety of Wildemount, is something I believe warrants the Cobalt Soul attention. Is there anything else I might be able to aid with on that front? I could get in contact with your brother or father if needed.
She's like a little kind of spaced out, and perhaps when you get there, I guess you can maybe inform my father to perhaps send a message, and if I feel like anything is needed, then I can let him know. I can't really think of anything as of now.
He'll look to the rest of you. Well, is there any individuals in the Empire that you would wish hunted down that might aid you in this? Like I said, I do believe this is something that warrants the Cobalt Soul's attention, but not only will I have to go back to the archive of the Cobalt Soul, but I also have to seek audience and convince them this is a grave enough thing to warrant intervention of an expositor or a few. And that will take time. Additionally, if you had an audience with Ludinus, I might have suggested seeing if he might support you in this endeavor, but truthfully, the Empire will be rather powerless to aid you at all, given that this conflict seems to be residing within Jorhas mostly. You will likely all be on your own from then on. Or whatever allies you might have in the dynasty.
It shouldn't be that hard. We've survived this long.
I don't know if you have any connections to some of the tribes in the Dwendalian Empire.
I'm an expositor of the Cobalt Soul. I know many things. I am also one of the only elf expositors, and I have been around quite a long time.
Well, if you can find a woman by the name of Amber Reed, she would be pretty helpful in this endeavor. Potentially, well, she and I owe each other, so she would help greatly.
He'll look to the rest of you.
How bad do we need help?
I do not fully know, but if this is of as grand a matter as your friend suggests, then the more help the better I would garner, but truthfully, you all have more experience with this than I.
Okay, I do know one man. He could help, maybe.
I haven't seen my...
If you ever see Darian Colton, just let him know that Jorik needs help. You'll know what to do.
Uh-huh. I'll keep that in mind.
I haven't seen my sister in our travels, so maybe that's where she is? Her name's Juliet Verma.
Juliet Verma.
Yes.
You see, as he says the name, he almost like sort of nods after saying it as if he's like committed it to memory. Same thing with the name you said, Jorik, and he'll look to the rest if anyone else has any suggestions for people to contact.
Did he memorize mine? Did you memorize
Yes.
mine?
No.
I was just like I'm like pointing my fingers. You didn't say anything.
He does it for basically all the names
Okay.
of anyone who gives them.
I guess technically my other sister too, Venetta Verma.
Verma family, understood.
Yeah,
All
though I
right.
don't think my other 6 siblings are out and about. I think they're still back home.
Did you ever mention you had 6 siblings? That's 8?
Oh no, I have 8.
8? Jeez.
I mentioned I had a large family.
Your parents did not.
They did not.
All right then.
Yes.
Is there anything else you might ask of me? This will likely be the last time we correspond for quite some time. It seems that I have quite a lot of running around to do.
If you find anything on where the cult have these other keys, letting us know would be nice.
Could you pull out the key once more real quick?
Yeah, I'll just summon it.
You see, as you pull it out and like hold it forward, he'll just stare at it intently before he'll nod his head. I've got it memorized. I'll see what I can find about it.
I'm curious, does it hurt every time that they like take the key out and put it back?
Oh, it feels like a scorching inferno.
It's more like it feels so. When you do it, it's like putting a
contact?
very
How it
cold
feels to chew 5 gum.
It's like
Oh.
putting freezing ice directly on your eye. So it's just like a very cold shock. Really, not even a burning. All right then. I will look into the names that you gave me. I will see what the archives have about this key, and I will send a letter to your father, Fern, to inform him of this situation.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you might require of me? Otherwise, I would like to get to work as soon as possible.
I think I'm set.
If no one else has anything for Orion to sort of do, then he will sort of walk back over to the door, and he will open it, and he will look to you all. Safe travels, then. And he'll begin making his way out.
All right.
Can't think of anything, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. Do you all... There is a place to stay here, if you wish. Otherwise, you could also just immediately get moving and just camp again once the time comes. There is also like a pseudo quest / just post board. But Orion will return to the Empire and do what he can to garner what aid and figure out what information on his end about your current situation. And now all you all have is a mission to either get to Henrik or get to Henrik first, or get to Bazoxen as quickly as possible.
What do you think, Fern?
I would try to get there as quick as possible, but I understand I don't sleep as much as you all do or have particular needs for comfort, so...
I do want to ask if we could try and find more aid in Jorhas. I have connections to a veteran who might be able to help us in a way.
That's along the way, I don't see why not.
And assuming we come across my old master, I should at least receive a touch-up in sword training.
And if we see either of my sisters, we're in for either a fun time or a slightly annoying time, but I still love her.
Are they hot?
What?
Hey, I get first dibs, okay? My sister gets to file in the other game.
Equivalent exchange.
Perfectly balanced. That's all.
I love Big Shit.
So then, you all are immediately setting out.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Loose.
You
Whatever the party
all
wants to do.
Then you all will immediately set out from the garrison. You have gathered what you could from this place, found a connection to someone who might be able to bring you either more aid, more information, or maybe both, if lucky enough. What does your course look like? You currently know that, or at least when you last spoke with Henrik through the sending message, you knew that he was in Jigao currently. You know the end goal is Bazoxen and the Umbra Gates. And something I will say for you, Fern, you do know that your friend in the dynasty is set up in Asarius.
Aki. Would I know where Malika is?
She just travels. She doesn't
she just
really
travels?
have
Okay.
yeah.
Got it. Might see her, might not see her. It depends. We'll see.
Man, don't really see how he could assist much.
You know, he is a noble knight of the dynasty, so he does have some sway. But what that can garner you is really up to how you guys use it, but I am just informing you of your options.
I think it's more worth it to just head to...
Jigao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also... Last you spoke with Henrik, you told him to sort of stay where he is. That is, under the pretense that he stays in Jigao, which is like, for like a 50-50, depending on what happens.
Aki, would it be faster to cut through to get to this road
You
up
can,
to Jigao, or go
so
to
here's
Asarius?
the thing. If it would be faster to just cut right through directly.
Right through directly? Okay.
Traveling off the road, while it will not slow you down, it will increase the... Traveling off the road encounters will be far more extreme or dangerous in both directions, both good and bad. So essentially, you will get there faster, but there's a higher chance of like some fucked shit happening.
All right.
Along the way. So you could just cut straight to Jigao if you really wanted. But it'd be a pretty treacherous route. You could also just cut to here and then follow the path, but...
Like, how long would that be?
30, because this was 60, yeah. 33 is 1 day. So if you were to cut straight through, like going from where you are now, cutting straight through the map, that's 273. Let me pull out the calculator. 273 divided by 33. You could make it there in 9 days.
Just going straight.
If
what
you
about
cut
what I mapped out?
with that, dude. I'll just round it to 460 for 14.
14 days, huh? That's 2
I'm
weeks.
gonna be honest. I don't know if risking. At least for Fern, if there's gonna be bad shit here, it's gonna be really fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
That could slow us down, and I'm not just talking about, oh, we have to fight.
I think the path would be better, right? It's safer.
It would be safer. It would take like 5 days longer.
The only thing I will say is that Henrik can like he can control himself. He will stay there for a couple of days, but you don't know what is happening in that time. So the more days you take to travel there is essentially the higher chance that Henrik might have just stopped waiting and gone. It's not a guarantee. It's just like the more days you take, the higher percentage chance that, he leaves.
Then it might be good to just say fuck it and go for it.
Yeah.
Because
I'm just
also
laying
it's
out all the options.
equally not good if he's out there by himself.
Okay, so it's straight ahead, just from here to there. And we're okay. That's fine.
We're gonna be in a world of weird issue when we fucking roll up on Henrik and he's just got like a fucking janitor key ring of these fucking keys, huh? There's more than 4! He's got 30!
He's just like, I've just been collecting these weird fucking keys, man. Like,
Have you ever thought about putting them in your eye? You could have 30
Actually,
eyes.
it would be 8 days, not 9.
8 days.
8 days? That's better.
Yeah.
You'd basically cut the travel time in half.
Yeah, and I
Basically.
can get us through the woods pretty solid. It's just a matter of hoping
Navigation
we don't
won't-
encounter.
Yeah, I was gonna say you are a ranger, and
Yeah.
you've traveled these lands. Navigation won't be like you're not gonna get lost. The problem is like if you could run into like a big cultist encampment, which also to clarify, the encounters could be like hyper specific to your guys' heroic chronicle and backstory, or it could just be like a dragon, which is a really bad encounter. So it does range.
Yeah.
I'm a gambling
Yeah.
man. I say we take the short path.
Are you all going to choose the straight 8-day path then?
Let's do it.
Let it ride.
All right then. I am just going to put this in our group chat so that I know in advance. You all are traveling the straight 8 days path to Jigao, with the risk of increased danger along the way. But you all know where you need to go. You've sent out Orion to see what aid he can garner. Perhaps you might run into your allies along the way, but I will say, since you are going straight forward and you're not following paths or stopping at any other cities, the chances of encountering your allies are a bit decreased, since you are not going to those central spots, but you are prioritizing speed over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And we will figure out what lies before and between you all and Jigao next time on Wildemount Wonders.
Woohoo!
Thank you all
Oh,
for playing.
boy.
Thank you all for watching. And remember, is it Thursday yet?
It's a Thursday.
Bye-bye.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hey, if you enjoyed this campaign, you might enjoy my other campaign, which was ran before this one, called Castlevania Blood Debt. It is a dark fantasy-inspired campaign by the likes of Castlevania, Dracula, and many other vampiric and gothic literatures. It is a bit more serious, but if you enjoyed this one, I definitely urge you to check that one out as well. Besides that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!